Hello and welcome again. It's day 10 of taking an IELTS speaking mock test from jumpinto.com, and I am the IELTS test taker Rajendra Pokhrel, and you are watching this video from YouTube channel named UV's Flare. So overall, while taking these IELTS test from like 9 days, I have got band of 6 or 6.5, and I haven't been able to improve my IELTS score that much. So let's proceed today's test also. You will hear the questions now.
Working with.
Let me play the question again.
Who do you spend most time studying or working with? Who do you spend most time studying or working with?
Well, I spend most of my time working with my colleagues, as I am currently working in an engineering firm, and we are a group of like 7 peoples around my circle, and they are from the different faculties, and they have expertise on different sectors like marketing, business, partnership, and even accounting. And so I have to work with them, and I spend most of I spend most of my time working with them and sharing or taking knowledges with them.
What kinds of things do you study or work on with other people?
Well, the things I do in particular with my colleagues or friends is going to teach subs or uh, planning some projects in my work, and and also I share my insights related to that particular project, or maybe I will just share my how I spent my day during the breaks of that work. But in today's time, I spend most of my time with my colleagues, and I share some knowledge that I have on my particular subject with them.
Are there times when you study or work better by yourself?
Well, there are some times when I work better. And those times primarily include like when I'm in the fresh mode, or when I don't have the burden of anything, or the deadline is too far, and I have most of the I have more time to think about the project, or maybe I could plan it in a different way, or in the occasions like while I get the consults from my seniors or project managers, and yeah, during those moments I outperform myself and work better during those conditions.
Is it important to like the people you study or work with?
Well, I have to say it's quite important to like people who you study or work with, but because because most of the time, because you spend your most of the time of a day with those study mates or colleagues, because and their mood or their nature directly impacts your performance, as you have to share your documents, or maybe you have to collaborate with them for projects. So I believe it's really important to like your colleagues, and in terms of professionally only, but it doesn't matter, but it doesn't mm, really matter if they how they are in in their in their personal life. But during your office time, then I, I I believe that your colleagues or your work staffs with should be professional enough to understand you, and to acknowledge your presence. So we are going to the speaking session part 2. Describe a tourist attraction you enjoyed visiting. Why, what this tourist attraction is, when and why you visited it, what you did there, and explain why you enjoyed visiting this tourist attraction.
Alright, let's move on to part 2. You'll have 1 minute to prepare for this section, and after that, you need to speak about the given topic for up to 2 minutes. You can use the pencil and paper provided to take notes during your preparation time. The points listed on the topic card are there to help guide your talk. When you're ready to start speaking, just let me know. Now, your preparation time starts now.
Talking about the tourist attraction I visited recently, and I enjoyed those, and I enjoyed that location. Well, I have to say, I really like traveling, and in most of my free times, I spend my time traveling and maybe discovering or visiting different places which are really really beautiful. And talking about the recent visit, and which attracted me most was the Muktanath temple, and it was located in the Mustang district of Nepal, or really mountainous district of Nepal, with harsh climates like heavy snowfall and no water, heavy snowfall and rugged climate with no any vegetations and other sort of things or grasses. Well, I visited that place because it had a temple which really holds a great significance and importance in Hindu culture. And as I belong to the Hindu community, and that is one of the most religious temple for me, and it's considered a really bliss. In it's really considered like a fulfillment of their entire life if they visit that temple. And in that temple you can also take bath from the 108 taps in which the uh, ice cold temperature is flowing direct from the laps of Himalayas. Well, in that temple, and you can also take a bath, and you have to dip your head for almost like around 3 times in a single point and in a pond, and there are like 2 ponds, and if you dip your head and in that pond and bath in that water, it is believed that your sins will be all erased, and you will be granted as a sinless person by the god. And and then there is, let's move on to the section 3.
What are the most popular tourist attractions in your country?
Nepal is historically, culturally, and naturally rich country, and there are a lot of tourist attractions like the which are like the temples and monuments in Kathmandu, like Pashupatinath Temple, Shangunarayan Temple, and Patan Temple. And talking about the natural beauties, there are rivers like Seti River, Gandaki River, and the David's Fall, which is one of the largest fall in the world. And other than that, Nepal has the largest mountain in the world, which is Mount Sagarmatha, or it is also called as Mount Everest. And other than that, Nepal has the 8 largest peaks in the world, and that is truly a natural attraction that any tourist will like to visit and like to conquer that mountains. Other than that, Nepal has a lot of lakes and ponds like the Rara Lake, the Sepoksundu Lake, and the Phewa Lake, and they are all the largest lakes in Nepal. And even Gosaikunda Lake is situated on the top of a Himalayan mountain and snow-covered mountain, and it is, and that lake is really freezed in that lake is that lake gets freezed almost a year, and you have to select a time slot to visit that lake in melted form.
What are the most popular tourist attractions? How do the types of tourist attractions that younger people like to visit compare with the ones that older people like to visit?
Younger people tend to visit those places which are naturally beautiful and carry the natural essence, and in contrast, older peoples or older generation like to visit the temples and monuments because they want to clear their sins, or maybe they are more spiritual in that age. And I feel like younger people like to visit naturally beautiful places because because most of the people grow in city areas, and they don't know how mountains looks or how snow-capped Himalayas really look like. So I think that they really want to visit those places rather than temples and monuments which only carries a structure that doesn't carry any meaningful significances if the youth haven't read those mythologies and the history behind those temples. Other than that, if the young people are aware of those importance of the culture and tradition, and they know about the art, they also tend to visit like monuments and temples because they all think because they carry that importance.
Do you agree that some tourist attractions, like national museums or galleries, for example, should be free to visit?
Well, this kind of tourist attraction mm should be free, but not for everyone. Like this kind of attractions can be made free for students or the disabled peoples, and other working age people can pay or buy a ticket to visit those places. And I think that this kind of approach really benefits all the people, as the temples or the tourist spots will get a revenue source from tickets, and that non-earning group also gets the benefit of visiting those places. And and I think that this could be the balanced way of managing the tourist places or national museums and galleries. And other than that, if other than I think completely freeing those, completely making the complete. I feel I believe that making those places completely free will significantly reduce the income revenue for those kind of places, and the revenue is required for maintenance or maybe restoration of those sculptures in that museum. So money is important, and uh, only a certain group could be can be made free of tickets to enter those places.
Do you agree that some tourist attractions... Why is tourism important to a country?
Tourism is one of the business source for a lot of citizens of the country and even for the nation. It carries a great uh, income revenue source for the international tourists who come to visit a particular country. So um, so so at the top there lies the income source for a country, and that can be regarded as the top most important to any country. And other than that, tourism is important for any countries to make their culture, religion, and the natural beauties uh, to advertise or to showcase their beauties to all over the world, and that also increases the prestige of any countries. So I think tourism can help our country in different ways, like helping in revenue generation and advertising the country in different uh, international platforms, or maybe they could help in preserving the lost ancient arts and artifacts. So that's it. And so today's last question is about this.
What are the benefits for individuals of visiting another country as tourists?
Well, benefits for individuals while visiting other countries could be, let's talk it point wise. Firstly, they can know the culture, history, and the art and artific and arts and architecture of that particular country, uh, and they can grasp on education about those topics. And firstly, and secondly, they can relax their mind and they can enjoy the natural beauties of that particular country, and which greatly helps which greatly helps to improve the individual mental health and mental peace. Thirdly, and for the individuals visiting any other country can benefit in their businesses, like they can promote their business while traveling to another countries, like carrying their self-made products or homegrown products to another country. So yeah, these are the most three things that individual can benefit from traveling to another countries. So that's it for today's speaking mock test, and I feel like my else is and my speaking ability is reducing, degrading rather than increasing or maybe improving. And today's band score is as it is like yesterday, and it's 6.0 in tax 1, 6 in tax 2, and maybe and even for tax 3 it will be 3. Thanks for watching. Bye bye, see you.